Frozen vegetables are supposed to be the healthy shortcut. They're marketed as just as nutritious as fresh, convenient, budget-friendly, and something you can feel good about tossing into your cart without thinking twice. But what if I told you that some frozen vegetables are so heavily processed, chemically treated, or nutritionally destroyed that they barely resemble real food anymore? Most people assume frozen vegetables are safe by default. After all, they're not candy, they're not soda, and they're not fast food. That assumption is exactly why this category gets away with so much. Behind those colorful bags are practices most brands don't want you looking into. Excessive blanching that strips nutrients, added sugars and sodium hiding in plain sight, and processing methods that turn vegetables into filler rather than fuel. And here's the real shocker. Some frozen vegetable brands can actually be worse than canned ones. By the time certain vegetables are harvested, blanched, frozen, reheated, and then cooked again at home, they've lost most of what made them healthy in the first place. What you're left with is something that looks green but doesn't perform like a vegetable in your body. In this video, we're exposing the frozen vegetable brands you should throw away immediately. Not because vegetables are bad, but because how they're processed matters more than most people realize. We'll break down what's really happening behind the scenes, why certain brands cut corners, and how these shortcuts impact your energy, digestion, and long-term health. And make sure you stay until the end, because once we get through the worst offenders, I'll show you 2 frozen vegetable brands that actually do it right. Brands that protect nutrients, avoid unnecessary additives, and deserve a spot in your freezer. Let's get into it. 1. Bird's Eye Frozen Vegetables, a health halo with heavy processing. Bird's Eye is one of the most trusted names in frozen vegetables. The branding is clean, familiar, and reassuring. Exactly the kind of product people throw into their cart without reading a single label. That trust is what makes this one dangerous. The biggest issue starts with processing. While Bird's Eye promotes the idea of freshly frozen, most of their vegetables go through aggressive blanching before freezing. Blanching is used to preserve color and shelf life, but when done excessively, it strips water-soluble nutrients like vitamin C, B vitamins, and antioxidants. By the time these vegetables are frozen, shipped, stored, reheated, and cooked again at home, much of their nutritional value is already gone. Then there's the ingredient creep. Many Bird's Eye products aren't just vegetables. They're vegetables mixed with sauces, seasonings, oils, and flavor enhancers. These additions often introduce unnecessary sodium, sugars, seed oils, and preservatives. What starts as a healthy vegetable side quietly turns into a processed food. Another concern is texture manipulation. Bird's Eye uses processing techniques that keep vegetables visually appealing even after nutrient loss. Bright green beans and vibrant broccoli can look fresh while offering very little nutritional payoff. Appearance becomes the priority, not function. There's also the issue of portion deception. Many Bird's Eye packages suggest generous serving sizes, but when you look closely, sodium and additives add up quickly if you eat what feels like a normal portion. This is especially common in their seasoned and mixed vegetable blends. Bird's Eye isn't the worst offender because it's toxic. It's problematic because it creates a false sense of health. People eat more of it more often, believing they're making a smart choice, while unknowingly consuming vegetables that have been nutritionally dulled and padded with unnecessary extras. Frozen vegetables should support health, not just convenience. Bird's Eye focuses heavily on consistency, shelf life, and mass appeal, and those priorities come at the expense of nutrient integrity. 2. Green Giant Frozen Vegetables, big brand, diluted nutrition. Green Giant is another freezer aisle giant that benefits from decades of brand trust. The smiling mascot and fresh-from-the-field messaging suggest wholesomeness, but when you look past the marketing, serious issues begin to show. The main problem lies in how heavily Green Giant relies on blanching and pre-cooking. While blanching is standard in frozen vegetables, Green Giant often pushes it too far to ensure long shelf life and consistent texture. This extended heat exposure significantly reduces heat-sensitive nutrients like vitamin C, folate, and certain antioxidants. By the time the vegetables reach your plate, you're often getting fiber in bulk, but not much else. Green Giant also leans heavily into sauced and seasoned vegetable products. Many of their most popular items include added sugars, starches, seed oils, and high sodium levels. These additions are designed to boost flavor and mouthfeel, but they shift the product away from whole food and closer to ultra-processed territory. Another overlooked issue is vegetable dilution. Some Green Giant blends contain more fillers, such as pasta, grains, or sauce, than actual vegetables. This gives the impression of a vegetable-based meal while quietly lowering the overall nutrient density. Texture stabilization is another concern. Green Giant uses processing techniques that preserve appearance even when cellular structure has been damaged. Vegetables may look vibrant but break down quickly when cooked, a sign that structural integrity and nutrient content has already been compromised. Green Giant's strength is consistency and availability, not nutritional excellence. It's a brand designed to deliver predictable results at scale, which means convenience often wins over nutrient preservation. For occasional use, it may seem harmless, but as a regular staple, Green Giant frozen vegetables don't deliver the nutritional return most people expect yet from eating vegetables in the first place. 3. Picked Sweet Farms, frozen vegetables, Southern branding, industrial reality. Picked Sweet Farms markets itself with a farm-to-table aesthetic, leaning heavily on tradition and family farming imagery. That branding creates trust, but the processing behind many of their frozen vegetable products tells a different story. Like other large-scale frozen vegetable brands, Picked Sweet relies on intensive blanching and rapid freezing. While this helps lock in color and slow spoilage, it also strips away water-soluble nutrients early in the process. Once the vegetables are reheated and cooked at home, nutrient loss compounds even further. Picked Sweet's biggest issue is product formulation. Many of their frozen offerings include butter sauces, cheese blends, seasoning packets, or pre-mixed sides. These additions increase calories, sodium, and inflammatory seed oils while masking the blandness that often results from over-processing. There's also the issue of inconsistent sourcing transparency. Picked Sweet does not clearly disclose where all vegetables are grown or how long they sit between harvest and processing. Delays between harvest and freezing can significantly reduce nutrient density before freezing even begins. Texture manipulation is another red flag. Many Picked Sweet vegetables maintain a soft, uniform texture even after extended cooking, which often indicates cellular breakdown from processing. Vegetables that lose structure easily tend to release water and lose micronutrients faster. Portion perception plays a role as well. Picked Sweet packaging often suggests hearty servings, but once you factor in sauces and fillers, the actual vegetable content per serving is lower than expected. Picked Sweet isn't positioned as junk food, and that's exactly the issue. It occupies the gray zone where consumers assume health without verification. Over time, relying on brands like this can mean eating vegetables regularly without receiving the full nutritional benefit vegetables are meant to provide. 4. Great value. Walmart. Great value. Frozen vegetables are everywhere, and that accessibility is exactly what makes them so problematic. The brand is positioned as a budget-friendly solution for families, implying that you don't need to spend more to eat healthy. But when it comes to frozen vegetables, cutting costs often means cutting corners, and Great Value is a clear example of that trade-off. One of the most noticeable issues is inconsistent quality. Bags of the same vegetable can vary dramatically in texture, color, and taste depending on the batch. Some servings cook up acceptably, while others turn mushy, watery, or oddly tough. This inconsistency is a strong indicator of mixed sourcing and uneven processing standards. Vegetables may come from different farms, regions, or even countries, depending on price fluctuations rather than quality benchmarks. Another concern is excessive ice buildup inside the packaging. Many Great Value frozen vegetables contain large ice crystals, which usually form when vegetables are frozen slowly or partially thawed and refrozen during transport. This damages the vegetable's cell structure, causing it to release water when cooked. The end result is diluted flavor and a soggy texture that no seasoning can fully fix. Nutrient retention is also questionable. While freezing can preserve nutrients under ideal conditions, large-scale private label brands often prioritize volume and cost efficiency over speed. Delays between harvest and freezing can significantly reduce vitamin content, especially vitamin C and folate. The vegetables may still look colorful, but nutritionally, they are often weaker than expected. Great Value also leans heavily on mixed vegetable bags, which can disguise lower quality produce. Softer vegetables like carrots or corn often dominate the mix, while more delicate items like broccoli or peppers break down completely. This imbalance affects both taste and nutrition, turning what should be a balanced side into a filler-heavy product. Finally, the brand's minimal transparency is a red flag. Packaging provides very little information about sourcing, harvest timing, or processing methods. Consumers are expected to trust the low price point as a benefit without questioning what was sacrificed to achieve it. When it comes to frozen vegetables, Great Value delivers affordability, but at the cost of consistency, texture, and nutritional integrity. 5. Market Pantry, Target. Market Pantry. Frozen vegetables are marketed as a clean, simple, and affordable option for everyday meals. The branding feels modern and straightforward, suggesting that these products are a smart middle ground between premium and budget. However, beneath that polished presentation lie several issues that make Market Pantry a brand worth avoiding. A major concern is over-blanching. Many Market Pantry vegetables appear visually bright but quickly collapse when cooked, becoming soft and waterlogged. Over-blanching is often used to preserve color and extend shelf life, but it comes at a cost. Water-soluble nutrients like vitamin C and certain B vitamins are lost during this process, leaving vegetables that look healthy but deliver less nutritional value. Texture problems are another recurring issue. Green beans, broccoli, and stir-fry blends frequently lack firmness and develop an uneven mouthfeel. Some pieces overcook while others remain undercooked, indicating inconsistent cutting and pre-cooking before freezing. This makes it difficult to prepare a satisfying dish without additional steps like draining, pan-searing, or reseasoning. Market Pantry also struggles with flavor quality. Many vegetables vegetables taste noticeably muted, even when prepared properly. This suggests that produce may be harvested late or stored too long before freezing. Freshness is critical for frozen vegetables, and any delay between harvest and freezing reduces both flavor and nutrient density. To compensate, consumers often feel the need to add butter, sauces, or heavy seasoning, which undermines the health benefits of choosing vegetables in the first place. Another issue is packaging efficiency. Market pantry frozen vegetables are often packed loosely, allowing excess air inside the bag. This increases the risk of freezer burn over time, especially for shoppers who don't use the entire bag at once. Freezer burn doesn't just affect taste, it further degrades texture and nutritional quality. Lastly, Market Pantry offers little clarity about sourcing and processing standards. While the brand presents itself as trustworthy, it provides minimal information about where the vegetables come from or how quickly they are frozen after harvest. 6. Season's Choice Frozen Vegetables, Aldi. Season's Choice frozen vegetables may look like a smart, budget-friendly option, but this is one of those brands where saving a few dollars can quietly cost you in quality and nutrition. One of the biggest red flags with Season's Choice is how heavily processed many of their vegetable blends are before freezing. While freezing itself isn't the enemy, the problem starts earlier in the supply chain. Vegetables are often harvested later than ideal, transported long distances, and sit longer before freezing, which can significantly reduce nutrient density. Another major concern is inconsistency. Customers frequently report bags filled with uneven cuts, excessive ice crystals, and vegetables that turn mushy the moment they're cooked. Excess ice buildup usually means the vegetables were partially thawed and refrozen at some point, a process that damages cell structure and strips away texture and flavor. That soggy result isn't just unappetizing, it's a sign the product has already degraded before it even hits your pan. Season's Choice also relies heavily on mixed vegetable blends that include corn, carrots, and peas as fillers. These ingredients are cheap, high in natural sugars, and used to bulk up the bag while masking lower quality greens underneath. In many of their stir-fry and seasoned varieties, sodium levels climb quickly, sometimes doubling what you'd expect from plain frozen vegetables. That added salt doesn't improve nutrition, it just covers blandness. There have also been periodic recalls across the frozen vegetable industry tied to bacterial contamination, like listeria, and budget brands are often affected due to large-scale sourcing and shared processing facilities. While not every Season's Choice product has been recalled, the brand operates within the same high-risk mass production model where contamination spreads fast and traceability is weak. Another overlooked issue is origin transparency. Season's Choice rarely makes it clear where specific vegetables are sourced from. Some ingredients may come from countries with looser agricultural regulations, including pesticide usage that would not meet stricter domestic standards. When brands avoid clarity, it's usually intentional. In short, Season's Choice frozen vegetables prioritize price over quality at every step. From inconsistent freezing practices to filler-heavy blends and questionable sourcing, this is a brand that looks harmless but delivers far less than it promises. Cheap frozen vegetables can still be clean and nutritious, but this brand cuts too many corners to earn trust. 7. Wegman's Store Brand Frozen Vegetables. Wegmans has a strong reputation for quality, which is exactly why their store-brand frozen vegetables can catch consumers off guard. The assumption is that premium grocery chains automatically deliver premium frozen food, but Wegmans' frozen vegetable line doesn't always live up to the brand image. In fact, several issues quietly undermine what appears to be a safe, upscale choice. One of the biggest problems is excessive pre-processing. Many Wegmans frozen vegetables are blanched aggressively before freezing, a step meant to preserve color, but one that can destroy water-soluble nutrients like vitamin C and certain B vitamins. When vegetables are over-blanched, they may look bright in the bag, but arrive nutritionally depleted by the time they reach your plate. Texture is another frequent complaint. Consumers often report limp broccoli florets, stringy green beans, and spinach that collapses into watery mush. These are signs of vegetables frozen too slowly or stored inconsistently, allowing ice crystals to rupture the plant's cellular structure. Once that damage happens, no cooking method can reverse it. Wegmans also leans heavily on steam-in-bag convenience packaging. While convenient, these bags often encourage overcooking, further degrading nutrients and texture. Many of these products include added salt or seasoning blends that quietly push sodium levels higher than expected, even when the front label suggests simplicity. There's also the issue of sourcing scale. To supply hundreds of stores, Wegmans relies on massive agricultural suppliers rather than small or regional farms. This increases the likelihood of monocropping, pesticide-heavy farming, and long transport times before freezing occurs. The longer vegetables travel, the more nutrients they lose, especially when freezing isn't immediate. Transparency remains another concern. Wegmans rarely discloses detailed sourcing information on frozen vegetables, making it difficult to know where or how the produce was grown. Without that clarity, consumers are left trusting the brand name rather than the actual process behind the product. While Wegmans excels in many fresh food categories, their frozen vegetable line reflects the same industrial shortcuts used by less premium brands. Over-blanching, texture loss, hidden sodium, and large-scale sourcing all chip away at nutritional value. When a brand relies on reputation rather than product integrity, quality often slips unnoticed. For frozen vegetables, that makes Wegmans a name worth questioning rather than assuming. Now that we've covered the frozen vegetable brands that are best avoided, it's time to pivot and look at the bright side. Not all frozen vegetables are created equal, and some brands go above and beyond to preserve nutrients, flavor, and texture. Unlike the mass-produced options we just discussed, these healthier choices focus on quality from farm to freezer. They use careful harvesting, rapid freezing techniques, and minimal processing to lock in freshness and maintain the natural vitamins and minerals in every bite. If you've ever felt frustrated with soggy, flavorless frozen vegetables, these brands will feel like a revelation. They're not just convenient, they're genuinely good for you, making it easier to add nutrient-dense vegetables to your daily meals without compromise. So let's shift gears and explore two frozen vegetable brands that are actually worth keeping in your kitchen. Healthy frozen vegetable. Alternative number 1, Cascadian Farm, organic. Cascadian Farm is a standout brand in the world of frozen vegetables because it prioritizes organic farming practices and nutrient retention over profit margins. Their vegetables are grown on certified organic farms, which means no synthetic pesticides, herbicides, or GMOs. Organic practices also ensure healthier soil, which directly contributes to more nutrient-dense produce. This careful attention starts long before the vegetables ever reach the freezer. One of the key advantages of Cascadian Farm is the timing of their harvest. Vegetables are picked at peak ripeness to maximize flavor and nutrition. They are then flash frozen almost immediately to lock in vitamins, minerals, and antioxidants. This rapid freezing prevents the formation of large ice crystals that can rupture cell walls, a common problem in cheaper frozen vegetables that leads to mushy textures. As a result, nutrient-dense, flavorful, and minimally processed. It's a brand that respects both the produce and the consumer, making it an excellent choice for anyone who wants to enjoy healthy frozen vegetables without compromise. Healthy frozen vegetable alternative. Number 2, Earthbound Farm, organic frozen vegetables. Earthbound Farm is a brand that has long been associated with organic, high-quality produce, and their frozen vegetable line is no exception. Unlike mass-market frozen vegetables, Earthbound Farm focuses on nutrient preservation and minimal processing, giving you vegetables that are as close to fresh as possible. Their products are grown on certified organic farms, meaning no synthetic pesticides, herbicides, or genetically modified organisms, GMOs. This focus on organic farming not only supports the environment, but also ensures cleaner, more nutrient-dense vegetables for your meals. One of the key strengths of Earthbound Farm's frozen vegetables is their rapid freezing process. Vegetables are harvested at peak ripeness and flash frozen immediately to lock in vitamins, minerals, and antioxidants. This prevents the large ice crystals that often form in cheaper frozen products, which can rupture cell walls and degrade texture. As a result, Earthbound Farm vegetables maintain a crisp, vibrant quality even after cooking or sauté. You're getting real vegetables without hidden chemicals. Earthbound Farm offers a wide variety of frozen vegetables, including classics like broccoli, spinach, and peas. Furthermore, Earthbound Farm emphasizes sustainability. Their organic farming practices reduce the environmental footprint, improve soil health, and protect biodiversity. By choosing this brand, you're not only benefiting your health, but also supporting responsible agriculture. In short, Earthbound Farm organic frozen vegetables combine quality, nutrition, and convenience. They offer a superior alternative to heavily processed frozen vegetables, preserving both the flavor and the health benefits you expect from fresh, organic produce. Whether you're preparing a quick weeknight meal or a gourmet dish, Earthbound Farm ensures that your frozen vegetables contribute positively to both taste and wellness. So there you have it, the frozen vegetable brands you should avoid, and the ones that truly deserve a place in your freezer. It's clear that not all frozen vegetables are created equal. Some brands cut corners in harvesting, processing, or freezing, leading to diminished nutrition, poor texture, and hidden additives that compromise both flavor and health. On the other hand, carefully selected brands like Cascadian Farm Organic and Green Giant Fresh Frozen prioritize nutrient retention, freshness, and minimal processing, allowing you to enjoy vegetables that are genuinely beneficial and convenient. Choosing the right frozen vegetables isn't just about taste, it's about making smarter decisions for your long-term health. Every meal is an opportunity to nourish your body, and the convenience of frozen produce should enhance, not diminish, that potential. By being selective and informed, you can avoid the pitfalls pitfalls of heavily processed, low-quality frozen vegetables and instead invest in products that maintain their natural goodness. Remember, small changes in your kitchen can make a big difference over time. Swapping out poorly processed frozen vegetables for brands that prioritize freshness and nutrients is an easy step toward improving your diet and overall wellness. It's not just about convenience, it's about empowering yourself to make choices that support your health every day. So the next time you're in the frozen aisle, look beyond the brand name and marketing claims. Pay attention to harvest practices, freezing techniques, and ingredient transparency. Make informed decisions, and don't settle for products that compromise your nutrition for convenience or cost. And don't stop here. There's always more to learn about what's really in the food we consume daily. Hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications so you won't miss our next deep dive into the hidden dangers lurking in common grocery store staples. Together, we can uncover the truth, make healthier choices, and transform the way we shop, cook, and eat, one product at a time. Better frozen vegetables mean better meals, better nutrition, and ultimately, better health. Stay tuned for our next video, because the next grocery aisle might just hold the key to another life-changing insight.